Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. Behind me, 2006 Jeep Liberty, we're gonna be changing the front wheel bearing. Let's get started. First thing you wanna do is jack the vehicle up, put it on jack stands, we'll pull our tire off. Next, we're gonna pull off our axle nut. If your spindle threads have a lot of rust on them, we can take a drill with the cleaning wheel and just clean it off the best we can. This doesn't look too bad. After you've cleaned it off, we can use a penetrant, just spray it down. And if yours is really rusty, we can let that soak overnight. My axle nut is a 36 millimeter. I'm gonna be using an impact, but if you don't own an impact, you could take a flat screwdriver, put it in the fins of your rotor, right between the caliper and the bracket, and that'll lock it in place, and you can just break it loose with your breaker bar. Give this a whirl. Not too bad. Now we wanna see if our CV axle can slide out of the hub. So we'll just take a hammer, hit on it. All right, this is moving back, that's perfect. Now let's move on to our brakes. I have the wheel turned all the way to one side to give us better access to our caliper bolts. We're gonna take off the caliper and the bracket as one unit. What I like to do before removing it is taking a flat screwdriver, putting it in this window up against our rotor, and we'll pull in our direction. That'll recess the caliper piston back just a little. Just a little. Nice light tension. Gives us a little slack, and it just makes it easier for putting it back on. Our caliper bracket bolts are a 21 millimeter. Like the brake line is in the way just a little for this upper one. There we go. I'll take this whole thing. I have a caliper hanger. You can use wire as well. Just put it in this window. We'll hang it up over here. There, nice and out of the way. We'll take our rotor off. This came off pretty easy, but if you need, you could tap on it in between our wheel studs. That vibration will break it loose. You don't want to tap on it out here where the pad rides. We could damage our rotor, just in between here. The manual has us remove our wheel speed sensor, but because our new hub comes with a new wheel speed sensor, we're gonna leave it in here and just follow our wire. We move you up. Note the routing, and we'll undo all the fasteners. These are all just zip tied, so we'll just cut the ties. Up here too, just cut that. Don't cut the brake hose. There's one more up here. Let me zoom you up even more. It also goes around this, so we can pop this out like that. Do this one. Looks like it's already loose. Oh, and it was unplugged ahead of time. Interesting. Let me put this back in. It goes in this little window here. Let me show you where the plug is on the other side. So on the driver's side, by our master cylinder, come around. It'll be this right here. This is the harness side. We want to bring this little tab back. Once it's back, you just pinch and pull off. It's kind of tight in there, but that's how you get it up. Let me show you the passenger side. Passenger side's a little easier by our filter dryer right down here. This one's still plugged in, but it's just this little red tab. Pull back. See if I can get it with my fingernails. There we go. And then pinch down and then pull apart. Just like that. So that's how you get the connectors. Once it's unplugged, we'll just pull this out, pull it around and through. Around here. There. If you want, we can just wrap it around just so it's out of our way. We have 3 bolts that go through the back into our hub. So actually, let's undo this so you can see them. There's one here. Those are threads sticking out. There's one here, and there's one on the other side. With our drill, we're gonna clean these off the best we can. Put a little penetrant on them. Let's go to the back. For our wheel bearing bolts, you have 2 choices. It's either an inverted Torx E14 or an 11 millimeter. The E14 is gonna give you a better bite on it. It's nice and snug. Break them loose. Now we'll buzz these out. Get this one too. Now we'll turn the wheel to the other side and get that last one. Get on this one. Yeah, not too bad so far. Now we'll take a sledgehammer and we'll knock our wheel bearing out. We're just gonna hit on the rim. There we go. And we'll knock our axle through. There, perfect. That's it. There's a lot of buildup on our knuckle. I'm just gonna knock it free. A lot of surface rust. We'll take our drill with our cleaning wheel and we'll clean off our mating surface. Get inside too. There we go. We're gonna take a little bit of anti-seize. We're gonna put it on our splines. Make sure they're cleaned off. And then put it on our splines. Rub it around. And we're just gonna put a little on our mating surface. Doesn't take a whole lot on this surface. Put a little inside as well. Just rub that around. Nice thin coat. Anti-seize on this part is optional, but you really want anti-seize on these splines. Otherwise your CV axle will seize into your new wheel hub. All right, we'll take our new wheel hub. There is a left and a right, so make sure you have the right one. So we'll put this on our CV axle. Just feed it through. Let me straighten out the wheel, that'll help a little. Take this back off for now. Now we'll put this on. We'll line up our triangle. Remember where our wheel speed sensor is. We'll put these in the back. And just get them to line up. Get a few threads started. Once they're started, I'm just gonna suck this down just a little. Okay. Bring you in some. We'll do the top one too. Get those threads started. Make sure our wire doesn't get pinched. Put that aside. Do our last one. Just same idea. Get some threads started. We'll suck it down. Now we'll just kind of walk it in. Snug one side, snug the other side. Snug the top side. I'll go back to this first one. All right, let's get a torque spec. Have the wheel turn all the way to one side again to open this up. Makes it a little easier for torquing. 96 foot-pounds. All right, we'll do these two. Use a little extension on this top one to clear the CV boot. We'll route our wheel speed sensor. Take this off. There we go. Went around here. Looks like this first one was supposed to have a bolt through it, so that'll just get another zip tie. This one clips around the hose, so I'll move that other one. I'm just gonna move it up out of the way. Let me get a screwdriver. I'll just pop this old one off. There we go. Put this one there. Looks like that one's gonna get a zip tie too. Let me just get this all laid out first. Put this through the hole. All right, grab some zip ties and I'll finish that up. Throw a rotor back on. Take a lug nut, just run it down all the way. That'll kind of lock our rotor in for us. Take our caliper, swing this around. It should just set right on. Take our bolts, get those threaded in. We'll just snug them down. And these are torqued to 100 foot-pounds. Get the top one too. Straighten our wheel out, put our spindle nut on, suck this down, put our screwdriver in, and this is 100 foot-pounds. All right, that's it. We can throw our tire back on. That is torqued between 90 and 110 foot-pounds. Once that's on, we can lower it, and it'll be easier getting to our electrical connector up top. We still gotta plug that in. I know you won't be able to see me plug it in, but on the driver's side, you wanna reach in over here, and then we can grab it from that hole. Here it is. And then we wanna bring it under all of our brake lines off of our ABS module, and then we can go down here and grab it. There we go. And once it's over here, you can grab the other end, just like that. We'll plug it in till it snaps. Okay, tug on it, make sure it won't come back out. Lock that red tab, and that's it. Stuff it back down there. Good job. All right, there you go. That's gonna change the front wheel bearing. All in all, not too bad. The biggest hang-up, maybe rust. So any exposed threads, just clean them off the best you can and use some penetrant. That penetrant does work best if it's soaked overnight. So before you get working on this, maybe the night before, 2 nights before, get it good and soaked, and things will come apart a lot easier. And that's it. It is recommended to take it to an alignment shop just to get it double checked, but your alignment shouldn't be out a whole lot. Take it on a test drive, make sure there's no new noises, new vibrations, anything like that, and you're good to go. Thanks for watching. I'll have links in the description for all the parts and tools used. If you have any questions, comment, post down below. Work safe. See you on the next one.